Welcome to Rooted In, a podcast about the conversations, the strategy, and the science behind building a salon business that grows.
For too long, hair and scalp care stopped at the surface, but Nutrafol changed that. As a leader in hair health, Nutrafol's whole body approach includes clinically tested hair growth nutraceuticals and scalp and hair care products that improve hair health from the inside out. For salon professionals, that means having the tools to give clients real, lasting results, available to carry and recommend at exclusive professional pricing. Learn more at Nutrafol.com/stylists.
I'm Johnnell Theresa Nidoh, Nutrafol's very own head of salons, and every episode I'm sitting down with the experts and the educators shaping the future of our industry. No filters, just facts, from the voices who know this world best. What's my hair story? Beauty runs deep in my roots, literally. I grew up in my mother's hair salon, where the sound of dryers and hairspray sparked my passion for the professional hair industry. From sweeping the floors to leading brand education and storytelling, I've built 20 plus years of my career across brands like Bumble, DevaCurl, and Salon Professional Distribution. Long before it became mainstream, I saw the shift towards scalp health and whole body wellness. Today, at the heart and the helm of the Salon Channel at Nutrafol, I'm passionate about shaping the future of holistic hair health and helping make inside-out beauty the new standard. Outside of work, I'm fueled by travel, connection, yoga, meditation, and a love for new experiences that keep me grounded and inspired, because less stress, the healthier the hair. In today's episode, I'm joined by Dana Funk and Casey Gilley from Studio Gavin, a salon manager and a stylist who have figured out how to make retail feel like a natural part of the service and not a sales pitch. What if every client who sat in your chair left with exactly what their hair needed and your retail numbers reflected it? That's exactly what we're getting into today. Dana Funk began her journey with Studio Gavin on September 17th, 2007. While attending cosmetology school, she started part-time in the call center before transitioning to the front desk, where she trained under Derek Reynolds and quickly developed a passion for guest experience, leadership, and customer service. After earning her shampoo tech license in 2007 and cosmetology license in 2008, Dana entered the associate program under Jason Morgan, who became an incredible mentor for all things hair and guest experience. Dana then advanced through the Summit Salon career path, ultimately achieving a level 5 Summit Stylist status before transitioning into leadership. The beauty industry and doing hair have meant so much to Dana throughout her career. From 2008 to 2017, she had the privilege of working behind the chair with some of the most amazing guests, creating relationships, memories that she will always cherish. She is incredibly thankful to every guest who trusted her throughout those years and helped shape her journey. Throughout her career, Dana trained in front and back house operations, management, and team leadership. Working alongside Gavin Smith has been one of the most amazing and rewarding experiences of her career. In 2015, she became director of Studio Gavin, and in 2017, she was honored to become a shareholder and a part owner. Dana is passionate about leadership, team culture, guest experience, and helping others grow personally and professionally. As a senior stylist, shareholder, and co-owner at Studio Gavin Hair Color, Casey Gilley has proudly spent the last 20 years building a loyal following and a deep bond with her guests in Franklin, Tennessee. A passionate educator with 15 years of mentoring experience, she also works directly with their management team to maintain daily operations running smoothly by overseeing everything from inventory control and guest relations to employee management, professional development, and maintaining positive team culture. Behind the chair, Casey works with a salon associate every day to ensure a luxurious and relaxing experience for all her guests. She specializes in advanced hair transformations as a Redken certified colorist and a certified invisible bead extension specialist, allowing herself to craft completely customized, seamless luxury looks for her clientele. By pairing her elite artistry with top-tier product lines like Kerastase, Shuyumera, Pureology, Redken, Color Wow, and Nutrafol, her ultimate goal is to inspire and empower her talented staff while ensuring that every guest experiences the highest standard of luxury and care during their visit. Good morning, ladies. Welcome everyone back to Rooted in Revenue, episode 3. I am beyond excited to have two of these fabulous powerhouse female women,
Hmm.
uh,
Happy
Casey
to be here.
Gilley and Dana Funk. Good morning. How is everyone doing today in Tennessee?
Good morning. We're doing well. Happy to be here.
Gorgeous.
Well, these two fabulous ladies both work at Studio Gavin. You guys ready to rock and roll?
We're ready.
100%.
Okay, we're going to get into building the system. So, Dana,
Yes.
walk me through how Studio Gavin approached building a Nutrafol retail strategy. Was it organic? Did you deliberately put this together? Walk me through what that looked like.
So honestly, we've got 53 stylists here, and they're always coming up to us of, hey, this new hot thing is out, or hey, can we try this? Or this didn't work. Let's, rock and roll with this. So honestly, your brand was such a buzz through our salon, not just the providers, but our guests were like, Dana, hey, can we maybe try this? It's everywhere. We really want it here, and we want to purchase it from you. We want to purchase it in the salon and make sure that we support, small business. And everyone loves Gavin, what he's built here. And so they really respect that. They were like, you guys need this. This is going to be your number one here. And so Casey and I kept getting that conversation like over and over. And I was like, okay, this is time. We got to do this. We've obviously loved the brand and loved all the representation from your company. We felt like we trusted you all. It's very hard. We do get somebody in here, probably Casey, like once a week trying to sell us something. But we knew like this is going to be a hit, and we trusted the brand from day one. And so it was very organic, and we're just so thrilled and honored to be a part of this whole project. And honestly, the healthy hair whole project for us is a big deal, and all of our guests really love it. So it was organic for sure.
You know what? For someone, let's go back because I want people to understand the powerhouse of what the salon actually is. I mean, there's all different, levels to everything, but you guys do retail exceptionally well, and that's why I'm so thrilled to have you on this podcast. Can you maybe explain to the listeners what Studio Gavin is all about and what brands you're carrying and just
Sure.
how Nutrafol fits into the system?
So we have something for everyone here, right? So all of our whole process is we are a retail store in the front that does hair in the back. So for that nature, it's like, okay, everyone has to shampoo their hair, right? So it's like, let's have a price point for every walk of life. It was like, okay, we need something that fits wellness, right? And that felt safe and comfortable for all of us to educate every day. Because we only bring in stuff that we really trust and also we'll use ourselves, right? So for us, it was like, okay, we need a star product. And there was a little bit before 2012, a couple of companies were coming out with some stuff like, hey, try this system. Obviously I won't name their names, but it would work a little bit. And then, the FDA would be like, actually, we're going to pull that. So we had some companies that we would bring in and it would work for a little bit. It would be like a topical or something in the back bar, but nothing that you were taking. And that also felt really healthy and comfortable for us. And so our big thing was like, okay, how can we take our retail to the next level? So I will say we did bring on Nutrafol in our midst of what can we do? How can we be the next greatest thing, right? And it was one of our brands that did source over the top for us. We had our best years ever. The last 2 years, we have literally killed it. And so I know it is part of our blessing of retail, but it's been a big hit for us. And we are so excited just to continue to grow all of our employees. We're always in a hiring training because we have associate program. So we never just stop with our current providers. It's always like, what's out there? What's the newest thing? And your company is always keeping us so engaged with all the facts. And I feel so comfortable, Casey and I as leaders in all of our meetings with the staff, and they're just excited about it. So, and it works so amazing. So I cannot tell you, but it's when we have a walking proof in our salon, along with our retail area, it naturally happens for us.
Let the listeners know how many stylists you have, how many chairs, what this infrastructure.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we have 37 hair chairs. We have one aesthetic room, and we do a thing called split station chairs. So every person has a partner. So we actually have 53 providers right now, 6 in training. every 6 months, we have 6 always training here. So we're kind of like, the hospital training labs. We want to make sure that everyone learns the Studio Gavin way. And Casey is actually one of our amazing educators. So it's just such a nice way to like start your career under somebody, learning how the consultation works, learning what we love and what products that we like to promote. So it is a big beast here, and it's just such a blessing every day. Every day is something new questions. So it's always a new adventure every day, but we're open 7 days a week. We start at 8 a.m. most days and finish at 9 p.m. So we are always rocking and rolling over here in Franklin, Tennessee.
I know you guys are. So, okay, you just got me right into the next question. Can you walk me through, and trust me, Casey, I'm going to get to you because this is going to be some juicy stuff coming from the stylist perspective. What does training look like? Because I think that's one of the biggest, I'm not going to say roadblocks, but I hear that a lot from my professional salons is like, it's a different kind of education. It's not, a product that we're touching, feeling, smelling, and you're seeing this like instant gratification or instant results. It's a nutraceutical. It's 4 pills a day, and it is a regimen. Right. Walk me through what training, because that's something you guys, gold standard, amazing training program. What does that look like as far as the education and helping the stylist speak of it and get comfortable and just help us understand, let the audience know. And Casey, if you want to jump in, whoever this wants to go to.
Yes. So what we do on onboarding is obviously brands and retail is our number one thing. We truly believe in it. And again, it comes from the heart, not like a salesman type of way. It's, hey, we love this product and we want to share it with everybody, right? So day one, they come in and we have like a binder that we do. It's kind of like our education binder. Something still feels right to have a binder on paper. We do have obviously our amazing Nutrafol education online that we are so pumped up about, and actually have 6 new hires that we're going to launch in August with them. But
I got to pause you.
Sure.
Good plug it. What's the Seismic, right? Our online learning program. Do you want to?
Yes. Okay.
Go with it. Go with the flow. I love
it. So I'm going to tell you. So like, how I'm like, okay, we love having a paper binder that they can keep and take with them and study and as they go. But what I love about Seismic is this. Some of us, we're more like, okay, we hear stuff, we learn. If we write it down, we learn. If we see it. I love that in this education, there's flip cards that are digital that you can kind of like pause. You actually learn as you go. And behind the chair right now is like, okay, like Casey, she's rocking and rolling, 12 to 15 people a day. And so, sometimes when she's got a minute and she wants to kind of educate herself, she can log in, it unpauses, it plays videos. It is just fantastic. The flashcards are kind of my favorite. I'll find myself taking like little pictures of it and going back later and looking at it. But to me, it walks me through every walk of questions that I feel like I'll have. Not only does the online education work, you can go back, there's one pagers. It's like brilliant. So my one pagers goes in our little binders, but for us, I'm behind the chair. So I'm still licensed. So I actually go out there and talk to guests like a licensed professional. So that one pager on the online is so brilliant, because for me, it's like, okay, I've got my little cheat sheet here. I'm ready to rock, right? Go out there and talk about it. So it's been one of our biggest hits yet. So I'm so blessed that you guys have a platform that's interactive and you can learn as you go. You don't have to rush it all in one setting. So a blessing.
Yeah, which I think is on par with how our new generation coming into the hair industry learns as well. So genius.
It really is.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know what I think, which I think is genius, if you don't mind touching about, we're just going to keep going with the retail chat.
Yes.
Right.
I love the retail.
Your look and learn. Do you want to touch on that? Because I think that's just a brilliant.
Yes. So in 2024, after COVID, Casey and I, we're both shareholders here and leaders. And so we were like, okay, it was a weird 2020. Guests would come in and 15% of them wouldn't even look at us, right?
Let's take a pause. What happened in 2020 though, right?
The COVID. Yeah.
Right?
So COVID, it was like
anything, right?
Yes. And they don't want to touch. So like we had a lot of our like guests come back in that would like, okay, we would welcome them and they would still like interact with the front desk, like still standing back, but they were just like, okay, like I'll use Casey as my example because she's absolutely fantastic with guest experience. But so like they would feel good. We would tell them like, hey, here's our specials for the day when they'd walk in, please shop around. And they would conversate a little bit with us, but then when they saw Casey, they would like book it, right? So then we had 15% that would walk in the door and they'd be like, hey, I'm here to see Casey. How can I go? Like they did not want to talk to us. I was like, okay, we got to figure out something. That's fine. They don't want to have interactions.
Because of the interaction. Right.
So it was like, we've got to do some type of interactive display so they feel comfortable to go over and shop on their own terms. So Lift and Learn has been such a blessing. So in Shop, we actually got their first product in 2019 here. What I love about them is they have content that is always fresh, by the way, but you can tell them what to put on there, or they can just use like the videos that Nutrafol already has. I could film Casey out there with her guest. And we brought the first screen in 2019. And so we got our little test of it, but then of course COVID hit. So we were like, oh, so then in 2024, the new interactive display area was Lift and Learn. It was like, okay, you can put your product up there. They can smell it, touch it, feel it. And the coolest part about it is they pick up the product on the screen above. It shows facts, how to use it. And again, Casey, I was able to film her showing her favorite product. And now the guests that, she sees up to 120 a month, when they come in and see her on that screen with her favorite Nutrafol product, it's like, oh, I want that. Casey's using that. Oh, that's me, So for me, it was like, okay, that 15% that would not talk to us. Now we tell them, welcome to Studio Gavin. We're so happy to have you here today. We would love to introduce you to our interactive Lift and Learn area. While you wait on Casey, please try our new products out. See what she loves this month. And they would go over there and pick it up and learn. And then Casey had a natural flow of the guests would see her video. Casey, I saw you up front. What product are you holding? What's that about? Right. And so it was like, this is the best day ever. So in 2024, 1 month, y'all, 1 month after we launched it, we had our biggest retail ever in Studio Gavin history, which by the way, we're running on our 25th year this year. So when I tell you the biggest ever, I mean, it was fantastic. So I just feel like Nutrafol was in, we had the Lift and Learn. It was just, I'm telling you, I think they just went together, and then having Casey on the screen showing her favorite product. And we have our walking live and proof, Tony. He's a stylist here that started taking Nutrafol and has been on it for a year. His growth was so fantastic. Like he could never cut his hair short.
No, I know.
He's wearing it short right now and he looks fantastic. So I'm like, I have Casey over here, Tony on this side of the salon. He's my walking model. And then my Lift and Learn up front. Like it has just been a beautiful relationship with retail and how we feel about your brand.
Okay. I think we're just done. I mean, if no one's getting excited over this conversation and like, I can't thank you enough you did a great job talking about Lift and Learn, but for anyone who needs like a visual back home, essentially it's a retail section. Do I want it to call in an end cap? How do we? Nah.
You can. I mean, so we made a little nook.
Yeah, talk about it. Like, it's a screen. So everyone at home, so you're having an idea who has no idea what a Lift and Learn is. It's essentially a flat screen, a TV screen on top. Here's me doing this. On top of the retail. So Studio Gavin has certain products on there. So when you go to pick up the product, it then shows the video and shows all the glamorous razzle dazzles of everything.
Yes, it educates. And I think too, I mean, in terms of how big of a salon we are, how many stylists we have here, it is hard for us to be in every place at once. We really strive to be with our support staff to have someone available at all moments, but there are those little pockets of time. And so that's another thing the Lift and Learn has been able to, if we're in that little pocket where there's no one up there, that Lift and Learn will educate for us, which is amazing. But yeah, you just lift that product and the screen's going to give you a full description of the key features, how to use, that sort of stuff. So it's been amazing.
I love that. And I think it gives, the shopper the freedom and flexibility to go and just discover and just play around. It's almost like, I don't want to say like Sephora, but like when you go to Target or Sephora and you're just like, oh, what's this? What's this? What's this? And it's so cool because it's like, it's right there. That's free education right there. And another thing that you guys do, which I think is, I mean, a lot of salons are doing this at the shampoo bowl, as the client is there chilling out, what's right up there? Boom. I mean, that instant, like in your face, another TV screen that loops all amazing products. So it's like which I think is great, as you're the client getting your hair shampooed, not only have you completely educated your staff beyond, like, I think they're just geniuses. They're not even robotic. It's just very like casual how they explain, I'm doing this. This is the product I'm using. This is going to do this. And I just think it's just constant, but not overstimulating. It's just this constant reminder of what you guys do. Doing it exceptionally well. Dana, if you're comfortable sharing, like what the metrics look like for Nutrafol. I know you just said you had one of the best retail years. If you want to share, because I think you've been a part of us for, how long have you been with us? Over 2 years, correct?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Casey, I was trying to pinpoint down the month. I just know in 2024, that's when we went strong with Nutrafol. And then, like I said, the interactive displays and really hit hard. And it literally, guests were so excited. We couldn't keep it on the shelves. Like Casey, you and I were having to order it back to back. I was like, this is fantastic. And our guests here were talking to our stylists about it. And so everyone wanted that serum and just everything, so, but
Would
yeah.
you feel comfortable sharing like what a strong month looks like? I mean, it's totally however you want to share metrics. I think it's important for people back home to understand, because not only is it, this is a profitability for you guys too. There's a return on investment for carrying it. It's twofold. So yeah.
So $7,000 a month in Nutrafol is what we pretty much do. Now we do project to be to $8,000 to $9,000. Like I said, we just hired 6 new employees that are going to be in the training program. And as the world keeps, I'll tell you this, like the marketing team behind you all, like I feel like I get to see your brand everywhere. I love it. Your commercials are they speak to me. It's all about a lifestyle. It's everywhere. And it is on every screen in our building. We did that on purpose because honestly, when you're behind the chair and you want to make sure that a guest is always thinking about what's my take home product? What do I need to do next? Is there a treatment in salon I should do? So what we did is we placed a screen everywhere in the salon where at some point, if, Casey's foiling, if she just turns her chair a little bit, there's a big screen right there showing, again, you're online, all the videos on there, we have them speckled all throughout. So it is another great feature of the Seismic Academy. I'm just telling you, I love it. But it's just so nice because that also sprouts a natural conversation. What's that? They see it on the screen and immediately Casey's like, that's Nutrafol. Let me tell you all about it. It is so beautiful. But especially at the shampoo bowl, we have a lot of guests that are shedding, that are either on thyroid medicine or having anything with the DPL1. So it is a very big conversation right now. So us being able to say, hey, this is how we help with that. Let me show you how, and here are the facts and what we believe behind it. So it's been amazing, but I will say that's how much, naturally with our retail that we're selling. But I will say that after this year, I do see that to climb another $1,500 to $2,000 for sure.
Have you built any kind of internal incentive systems for the stylist to promote? I mean, do you mind walking us through what that looks like?
Sure. So as you all know, again, retail is our number one thing. So we have to make sure that we incentivize them. So we have 2 ways every month that each provider here that they can take home a percentage so that they feel like, they're also getting a give back with that as well. So we have an RTS program. So if you hit 14% RTS, which is retail to service or units per guest, we do have a lot of people here that do more extensions, or more haircuts than someone that does more color. So we want to be fair with all walks of life of stylists. So if you hit either one of those indicators, we have a sliding scale that they will get on their paycheck every month. So for us, like that is a big incentive for them, but we also do like a retail card. So if you hit over 20% RTS, which is just saying if 20% of your guests are in here and they are purchasing something that you're suggesting, then you do get an additional product card where they can redeem for products, which is a really big thing to them. And we also run contests all the time. We just found that not only do they, love their check at the end of the month, but sometimes some of them just want that excitement
They
of
want fun.
yeah, like
Competition.
give me an award, like give me something,
Yeah.
so it's cute. Like sometimes like you guys will have like the cute Nutrafol like towels, or we'll have like the little gift packs. Like Casey and I did a box set last year that they could win. We had a men's and a women's, so like they were like excited, and they continued to take it. We know if you try it and see like and feel the results, like you're going to continue. And so that was actually one for us, because both of the individuals that won the box, they're still on it now, and have seen growth. So now they're talking to their guests behind the chair. So I would want any salon folks to know, like, make sure you put it in their hands, your stylist, because if they're using it and they're feeling the result and seeing it, they're going to tell everyone about it, and it'll just grow the brand that much more. So yes, it's been a great thing for us for sure.
I love that you brought up the competition, the friendly competition. I think that is just key. And again, a lot of times, and we all know this, like stylists, you're behind the chair, that's your craft. You're there to make everyone feel beautiful, but also you're also the therapist, right? And you're the first to notice any kind of hair hiccups of what's going on. I'm gonna go right to you, Casey. I think it's important we hear from the voice of a stylist. So I'd like for you to walk us through what the Nutrafol conversation actually sounds like from behind the chair, from the moment it comes up with your clients, because it is a taboo conversation. It's personal. We're all on our own journey.
It
Walk
is.
us through that.
So typically, a lot of times when they're coming into the salon, it is going to be because of hair color. They're in for a color service or a haircut, a shampoo blowout, maybe extensions. And so when we sit down, especially with a new guest, and we're talking about that color, and this especially helps too if they've seen the lift and learn out front or the screens while they were waiting and they've seen the ads. But typically too, when we're doing that consultation and we're talking about their natural hair color, they will sometimes lead into, yeah, I've been experiencing a little hair shedding. And from that point, I'll say, tell me about that. Are you taking anything for that? Are you on any medications? Have you been to the doctor? Or, are you experiencing problems with or hormonal changes? But I do try to approach that softly to make them feel as comfortable as possible, because it is very personal. Once we've discussed their color service, typically I'll go ahead and get started with that. And then while I'm applying color, I'll say, let's talk about the products you're using at home. If it's not a medication that they're having to address, have you tried Nutrafol? Have you heard about Nutrafol? And 99% of the time it's great because they have, which I love.
Yeah.
And then I go into my spiel about talking about the results that I've personally had with Nutrafol. And the serum, the stress adaptogen, all of those are some of my favorites on top of the women's balance. Once they see that they're not the only person experiencing this, there is a huge, vast percentage of women out there also experiencing it. They talk a little more freely about it. And when you look at the cost of other options out there, Nutrafol to me comes in very affordable. So they're usually pretty comfortable and willing to try it.
I love that. So it's kind of, so what you're saying is like they come in, it's easy to get them committing. Well, it's also everywhere you look, you guys are advertising it. So it's almost like if you didn't know about it, you're curious and you want to know about it, right? So it's
You
like
can
kind
know
of
that they're really nervous at first. Like I said, especially with a new guest, they're usually really nervous to talk about. They'll kind of go like this, like I'm getting really thin right here. And but they want to tell you that because you're behind them and you're messing with their hair. You're talking about color and cut and everything, and so they go into it, and you can tell they're nervous. But once you explain to them that, hey, I completely get it. I'm on Nutrafol. Are you taking anything? Tell me about what you've taken so far, or if you are. They start to open up and get a lot more comfortable.
How
Yeah,
about the clients? So the clients that have committed to it.
yeah.
Have you received, and we have to talk about it because it's not all cupcakes and rainbows, right? It's not an all size or one size fits all kind of method. And trust me, if anyone hears the pushback, I know it's coming from my salons and me on the phone. Let's get real. Like what are some of the the questions that come up or the apprehensions of Nutrafol? Like, let us hear it all.
Probably the number one, like it's 4 pills. And some people hear 4 pills and they're like, ugh, I hate taking pills.
Yep.
Um, Usually that's one of them. How long does it take to see results?
Right.
Want those results as fast as possible.
Of course.
One of the others is, once I stop taking this, does all the hair fall out? So when you guys talk about wellness, though, to me, I think I don't even want to call it a trend other than it's a new way of life. I think moving forward, we are all educated from our foods to what we're taking as far as medications and nutraceuticals, like you said. I think it has become a wellness product. So a lifestyle change, I should say.
How do you overcome that pushback? So I'm a stylist and I'm hearing all this, and that also goes into play for someone who may not be taking the 4 pills a day and may not see the results because they're like, I've been on it for a month and I'm not seeing anything. And you'll be like, well, have you been taking 4 pills? No, I take 2. Well, that's why, right? So
Some people do that, or I'm like, do you take it I do miss a few days here and there. So you stress that you have to commit to this, right? Like you have to commit to this and you have to stay consistent. Try to take those 4 pills at the same time every day.
Yeah.
You guys have given some great tips on how to take the pills, which is awesome. And I have implemented that and it works wonders with putting your head down. Do you remember that?
I do.
That has been great.
Yeah.
So as far as the time commitment, I tell them, like, you're not going to see a change in anything in your life, in 3 weeks or a month. This is a commitment and it's a lifestyle. I get back on the wellness kick. And again, I'm just a firm believer, even in my clients who have maybe taken it for a year and they've gone off for a little while, they'll even sometimes come back and go, I've been stressed. I've had this job change. I need to get back on my Nutrafol. And I'm like, yes, you do. Keep this in your life.
Well, so that's a good example. So like walk us through what has changed with those clients who have been on it. Like what are they coming back with, like, Casey, oh my God, am I seeing this, this, and this, or I'm feeling a certain way?
Yeah, number one is the less shedding. And then over the course of maybe that 4th to 5th month, they're like, look at all these little baby hairs come in. They always want to tell me that when they come back in for that color touch up, please ignore my little baby hairs. And I'm like, we love baby hairs. That's a sign that we're well within and it's now showing on the outside. So yeah.
See, that's another thing too. I'm just going to reiterate to everybody is that someone who is on Nutrafol, you're having faster hair growth. So what does that mean for a salon revenue? So you're seeing them come in more frequent for their haircuts, more frequent for their root touch-ups, maybe their extension replacements, right? So that's another thing to tie back into building the system and what, the retail and the whole profitability can look like by carrying Nutrafol. I think we kind of touched upon it, but this could be for the both of you guys. What has been one of the trickiest or hardest selling points from your level of getting someone to commit to it? I mean, we all know like not everyone's going to be on the bandwagon here. So what has been maybe the most difficult selling portion for getting Nutrafol into a client for them to walk out of the salon with, with a bottle? Anything that come to mind? Like, besides pushback, we kind of touched upon.
It's getting them to take the commitment serious, that it's not just a 3-month supply or a single month supply. Like
Right.
Sometimes the single month is easy enough. It's keeping them committed longer and knowing that it's going to take longer than a month or longer than 3 months. And so you might see that first sale go pretty easy, but it's that follow-up. That's where I struggle a little bit with keeping them committed to the program.
Dana, what were you were eager to say?
For me, same thing. What Casey was saying is we'll verbalize it. They'll see our screens, but I generally have to get my before and after shots out and then say, and by the way, and I do use Tony a lot, but because he is my walking advertising of that. And I'll say, let's go over and talk to Tony for a second, just to have like him kind of say it. And for me, that's the biggest thing is like Casey said, is like the staying on it. And I always just say, it's like, just like you're taking anything else that you take every day, right? You just put it in your routine. You will see results. Here is our proof. But I have to bring that out a lot. But just because of course the media, you hear about all these different things, but there's nothing like your brand. So I always say that, like, you will see the results. We believe in it. We have walking proof. And so then they're like, okay, but Casey is all right, just keeping them on their, retention of making sure you repeat, and refill is what we like to say up front. And our 4-step check-in and check-out that we do, we say about refilling. So it makes them think of, okay, I need this refill, right? So that has really helped with us as well as that verbiage of refill.
What does that process look like? So I'm done with my service. I'm walking up to the counter. I'm checking out.
So what we always say is that we have 4 steps. We want to make sure you come in for your next service, so rebook, referrals. If you've got anyone that you'd love to meet, our Casey, I'm going to use her. She's right here and she's fantastic behind the chair. And then the whole retail product is about the refill. It looks like Casey used XYZ on you today. Would you like to take that home? Or also, we notice it's time for your refill. Let's go grab that for you. So it's kind of like a natural thing there. And then our 4th one is about gift cards. So that's what we're a Summit Business Salon. And so we have a consultant and we do our training. So it's 4-step check-in, 4-step check-out. So when you check in, it's welcome, shop around, tell them about the specials, tell them about anyone that's open, like our amazing esthetician that we have here. Tell them about any gift card specials. So it's kind of like, okay, here's what we have to offer as a salon. And as you walk out, let's make sure that we've set you up for your future reservations. So that's what that looks like. But the refill word works really well with your brand. Sometimes we tried the refill with some of the other brands here. It doesn't work as well. And it's like, you don't see this naturally day one. It's about refilling and making sure that you feel this way every visit you come here. So
refill and replenish.
That's right.
Replenish your stock on these favorite products. And if I've had a perfect service or a service just go just right, then I will have already pulled those products, possibly while my guest is processing. Mm-hmm. So again, I'm trying to consult or educate them on Nutrafol, their hair care as far as shampoos, conditioners, heat protectants, while I'm applying the color, right? Like that is when the guest is most tuned in to their take-home regimen, to what we're doing, to that appointment. Then while they're processing or possibly at the shampoo bowl, I'm getting those products pulled, right? Again, on a perfect day, when the day is flowing just right, this is how it would go. I go pull those products. I put them on hold. I have them bagged up front, because by the time you get that guest back to the chair, right, to blow dry, to haircut, their mind is now on what they have to do when they leave this appointment, right? Like we've got somewhere to go. So again, then when they check out up front, those products are bagged up, they're on hold for them, they're ready to go. If the appointment has not gone as smooth as I wanted as far as timing on my side, then that 4-step process, that 4-step checkout process, like Dana just described, goes into effect. I have hopefully taken the time to write down the products that we discussed on the back of their ticket. When that goes up front, the support staff up front knows how to question them, like what she just said. Did you want to try these products that Casey recommended? And then they would pull them for me. But yeah, that's kind of how that checkout service would go.
Yeah, it's amazing that you guys have, and especially incorporating Nutrafol in your like professional toolkit and hearing the revenue, and you're making it sound too easy, ladies. You do know this, but I think you guys, like I said, you do a tremendous job in the way that the education and the trainings and just the verbiage and just the way that the whole salon is set up. It's just, it's an experience for sure. And it doesn't feel like you're pressured to walk out with something or you have to like purchase something, right? Just out of curiosity as a client and knowing what I know what you guys carry for retail. Do you try to, I'm not going to say upsell, but I guess I will, get the client on the 3-month growth pack versus a 1-month? Can you walk us through the difference of like how you would position that? Because we all know, right? We want everyone to at least commit. If I'm new, I want to commit to 3 months to at least know that you're on a
Yeah.
regimen, you're building the system, and I'm coming back. So within 3 months or maybe even sooner, I'm coming back for another service. So
Yes.
walk us through what that looks like and, why you would choose to give them the 30-day versus the 90-day or however that looks.
We educate more 3-month growth packs than anything.
Yeah.
You're not going to see the results that you need after 1 month, right? Now you may start to notice the shedding to dwindle down, but if you really want to get more bang for your buck and start to see this, if you want Nutrafol and you want to, if you're committed to this wellness plan and you want to see these results, 3 months. And then when you come back in for, maybe I see that guest every month or every 2 months, that would have them purchasing that 3-month growth pack every other appointment or every 2 appointments. But yeah, 3 months is where we are typically at. If we do a 1 month, that might be for the guest who's like, I've been on Nutrafol for a year now, and maybe I'm wanting to just wean myself down and see how I do without it. Again, that's something that I'm learning though, because ultimately, like we've discussed this as well, I want this to be incorporated into their life from here on out, right? But if it is that guest who's like, I'm just wanting to come off of it for a little while, they may then at the end of a year purchase a 30-day. But 3 months are typically where it's at, the growth packs, as far as purchasing a 3-month growth pack every other appointment.
Yep, I agree with you on that.
If your clients are dealing with weak and brittle hair, thinning skin, fine lines, this product's worth knowing about. Nutrafol's Collagen Infusion is a physician-formulated daily collagen powder with standardized ingredients that work to replenish collagen and protect it from aging, one of the key root causes of hair thinning. It's a powerful addition to any client's Nutrafol hair growth nutraceutical routine and an easy conversation starter right at your salon's coffee bar. Learn more at Nutrafol.com/stylists.
What's something that Dana has built into the system that maybe you didn't expect to matter, but it really did? Because it sounds too good to be true. I know this, but I mean, you guys are proof that, Nutrafol is a beloved brand and people are buying, and we're having this conversation because the stylists are comfortable speaking about it, and it is a nutraceutical, right? So
Lift and learn. Lift and learn.
Learn. How many salons out there have this lift and learn? That's what I want to know, because if they don't have it,
I need to get one today.
get one today.
Yeah.
Like, honest to goodness, who came up with lift and learn?
They just started helping salons come alive. Instead of the stale, normal like little frames with something in it. It was like, no, we need to get, everyone's on media, right? We need to get something in their eyes and moving. But we started in 2019 with them and started to buy one screen at a time and kept adding and adding. But then when we saw this, we were like, oh, this is it. This is what's going to help like that little core group that doesn't want to talk with us after COVID. So it just became alive. And it was my pre-consultation tool before they got back to the chair. It was just like a miracle for us. But I don't think a lot of salons have it yet. I know a few here in Williamson County, but I think salons really should, check out what the future looks like of shopping and how people feel more comfortable,
Well, and screens as a whole. I mean, we all live with our screens, right? So it's Studio Gavin's way of implementing our cell phone into their wait time, pre-consultation time. But again, maybe there's that small niche of people who aren't on their phone when they're sitting up front and they're utilizing that lift and learn. But yeah, when that first came in, Johnnell, it was just kind of like, oh, okay, that's cool. But then once we had it in here for a while, and we really started using it, and we started, changing out the products, it was like, oh no, this is really cool. This is really helpful. So yeah, I didn't expect that to matter as much as it did, but now it matters a lot. Yeah.
No, I agree with you. And it's interesting, Casey, you and I, we were out for lunch not too long ago, and we were with Gavin. We were talking about this new generation that, I mean, everyone just learns differently, right? And we're all like consumed with screen time. So instead of like, I think a lot of times people are like, I'll bring this up because we can overcome this obstacle. How about the client that's in your chair and you're speaking of Nutrafol and she's like, boop, 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 boop. I can get it online with a subscription. Let's let's
Yeah.
let's hit this obstacle right now for everybody. How would you overcome that to make sure, or to ensure, I should say, that that client is
That does happen.
walking away
Yeah.
from their appointment with
Yeah.
Nutrafol? Go ahead.
Yes. So that has happened before.
Yeah,
And
I know
actually,
it does.
yeah, yeah, many times. Or especially when we first welcomed Nutrafol into the salon.
Sure.
Oh yeah, I'm already on a subscription. I was like, oh really? That's great. That's a wonderful product. We were so excited to get it here. And first of all, the first thing is they're like, oh wow, I didn't know you guys had it. We do
Right.
now. We've picked it up. By the way, we have a great rewards program, a loyalty program that I would love to tell you about. And then we implement how shopping local in here at Studio Gavin can save them money over time. And they're like, oh wow, we didn't know that
Know
either.
that.
I,
Right.
but I think they love talking to someone about it. And if you have done your job well as a stylist to them, they want to purchase from you personally.
Of course.
So, but yeah, that does happen sometimes. So our loyalty program / rewards program that we offer here helps to ensure that they purchase that next round from us. Yeah.
I agree with that. That's good pointers. And again, like I just think you just have constant reminders that you guys have it there. It's just remarkable.
And
Dina.
sometimes, especially too, they'll say, I get these in every 3 months and it's stacking up, which also tells me that they're not taking it regularly, right? But
Oh, wait, that's a good one.
yeah, they'll say, oh, it keeps coming every 3 months and I've still got some that I need to finish. And so then it's like, well, are you taking it regularly every day? Well, no, blah, blah, blah,
Casey's tracking it, guys. So anyone out there who's
yeah.
a client, you're
So
being
that
tracked.
the best results, you have to take this every day. So then that opens up, more conversation from there. So yeah.
That's a good one, right?
Uh-huh.
So realistically, that client who has the subscription, what are the odds? Like what's the metrics on like them canceling the subscription and
Convert.
going to like studio?
Getting them to convert over to
Yeah, conversion. Yeah.
um I would almost say 99%.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh. And I think a lot has to do with, you know what?
If the stylist is
Yeah.
consulted.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wow, that's incredible.
That's another where the lift and learn has come into play is again, as Dana stated earlier, we have over 50 stylists here.
Yeah.
And, a good part of those are new stylists. Maybe they've been in the business less than 3 years.
Mhm.
So some of them are still finding their voice when it comes to educating products.
Sure.
So for those who are maybe a little nervous to bring up the hair shedding conversation or Nutrafol, having that lift and learn out front jumpstarts them, right? It jumpstarts in the right direction for all products really that we display on the shelf there for the lift and learn. That client can see it out front, and then when they get to the stylist chair again, maybe they've landed in one of those new stylist chair. They bring it up that they lifted, hey, I was looking at your Nutrafol out there or whatever was there. And they bring up that conversation, which is great because sometimes that new stylist might be a little nervous to bring it up.
Of course, because at the end of the day, we're, behind the chair, the craft is the beauty and the art and everything.
Absolutely.
Out of the 50 some stylists, like realistically, how many, like how can I position this properly? How many would you consider being Nutrafol ambassadors? We'll call them ambassadors, like true, like, brand evangelistic people speaking of it. Like realistically, how many would you say that are really selling, like your superstars selling and speaking of Nutrafol at the salon?
I'm going to the number 3, maybe 3.
3 strong
Yeah.
ambassadors. And what do you think attributes to that? Do you think it's because they personally had an amazing journey? Like,
A lot of them, yeah, very much so. They've tried the products and they love them. Some of them are just dedicated to product education.
Get it? Yeah.
Yeah, they love products. So they're always trying the new things. They love engaging and conversing over new products. It's just kind of they've fallen into that niche really well. So as far as yeah, maybe five. Again, we have many more than that educating and selling the products.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying like your true strong voices out there. And I think that's important to have
What do
a
you think?
point person, right?
Yeah. What would you say, Dana? 3, 5?
True ambassador, I would say about 6, because we've got a lot of folks that are obsessed with like wellness and health, and they love it. But now again, with the new platform that you all have launched on their education, every employee will be certified by the end of this year. Casey and I have already put that into play. So we are going to be talking about that in our next salon planning session. So 4 times a year, we get together as a salon and make sure that everyone's up to par about the new product. Here's our holiday. Here's what's happening. So I think you will see, I mean, I want to say at least 15 full like ambassador, once they go through the online education and really understand it, right. I think you're going to see that number grow. So we'll have to see for next year, but by December 31st, we'll have everyone fully certified with that program. So I'm so excited.
We'll have to have a 2027 rooted in revenue, another conversation to see the numbers. I'm telling you, like what you guys do, your powerhouses. I can't even think, I should chat GPT different words right now, but it just, you guys are just like magical.
Huge year for Studio Gavin and Nutrafol especially. Yeah,
it's been incredible. Okay, so Dana, for a salon manager who wants to build what you've built, where do they even begin to start with day one? I know we basically just plugged and should probably get some kind of like, I don't know, cash incentive for plugging the lift and learn here, but honestly, if someone who wants to, a salon owner or someone listening right now, it's like, you know what? I know of Nutrafol. I've heard of Nutrafol. I don't know if it's going to sell. Where do they start?
So we do something here. We are summit trained. And so we do one-on-one meetings. So we have 8 owners, shareholders. So we divide up the staff and we meet with them. Now, if they're a newer stylist to the floor, we will do monthly. If they're more of a senior, we might do quarterly or bi-monthly, depending on. In those one-on-ones, for me, what has been the most productive is when I role play with them. Getting that awkward conversation out the door right away with them. As like Casey was saying, naturally her guests will come in and kind of do this or say like, oh, my baby hairs or different, I'm having some little spots. But for our level 1s and 2s, they're terrified, and so I'll be like, you know what? Let's just role play right now.
Let's just role play right now, actually.
I love it.
Dana and Casey, do it. I want to watch this.
So for me, I'll be the guest, so Casey,
I love this.
I have just had a baby. I'm struggling. I have half my pony. Literally, it's a shoestring. I've got to figure out how I can get my hair growth. I'm not really sure what's happening. I'm crying a lot, having a lot going on here. And so what can I do?
Totally understandable. I've been there before. Are you taking anything currently?
Well, just the multivitamin that, my baby doctor would tell me to take, but I don't feel like it's doing a lot. Even like that, a hair and skin vitamin doesn't seem like it's just working.
I would love to introduce you to Nutrafol. We have a postpartum collection and a whole regimen we could set you up on that would help you to normalize internally again so that we can get that hair growing full. So I would absolutely recommend you try it.
Well, I'm going to go with that. I believe in you and you're Miss Alice and you've never let me down. So let's give it a go.
While we're at it, I would tell you about our loyalty program and we would touch base on what you could currently start using, the shampoos and conditioners. And the serum, we would maybe start that to implement that.
I love it. Mm-hmm. But that's exactly how we would do these one-on-ones.
You made it sound very simple. That's essentially, those are the conversations that are happening. And I just think it's like getting everyone comfortable with the uncomfortableness, right?
Right.
Well, that's key. It's key.
Yeah, 100%. If only it was that easy to hook it and sell it and grab it and walk in.
It
So
does happen like that a lot though. And, and just down to, I have to, a lot of times the newer stylists give them their little one pager though.
mhm.
I've even laminated them to keep it in their drawer because, they'll say
One
like,
wait, like a one pager of like talking points or like
no, the one pager that you all have on your Seismic Academy that shows like the different facts or like what each,
Each
what each formulation looks
yes,
like. Oh,
yes,
okay. So you personally as a
yes, print
salon
them out.
print that out,
Yes.
laminate it, and have that at the station.
If anybody wants that, some of them like me just to screenshot it to their phone. So we have a weekly communication we do here.
Okay.
See anything that you all send out, or like Casey was so excited about the newsletter of Nutrafol last week, and so she'll screenshot that, put it on our group me. Everyone will read it, and then like anything you all send us, we put it on our group me. So we require every employee read and heart that way we know they've read it. So they'll keep it like on their phone, or I'll have some of them say, "Hey, will you print that out for me?" And I'll just laminate it for them so it doesn't get any like color or anything on there. But
Right.
the one pages work really well for us. And then, like I said, the before and after photos, that's been my biggest hit. They're like, "Oh my goodness," because they
Uh,
know it's not fabricated. And then beyond that, we're like, and we have someone that lived and breathed it in front of us for a whole year. Like, so
yeah.
it's been lovely. But yes, our one-on-ones is where we start that conversation and get all the awkwardness out of it. And it is awkward. They'll get nervous. They're like, okay. I'm like, we have to do it because like, you're going to be better in here with me or Casey than out there on the floor. So let's hit it.
I love that.
now I'm going to role play with another stylist too. And again, I have to, keep in mind I'm a stylist that's been behind the chair for 23 years now. So the conversations do come a little more comfortable to me than they
Sure.
would some, 5 years and under. But when I role play with them and I'm just very real with them and I'm just supporting them and talking just like we all are talking right now, I'll say, just now, does that sound pushy to you? And they're like, no, not at all. I say, it doesn't. It's because I'm being very real with you, but you get in your own head sometimes
Right.
and you think you're trying to sell and
Right.
you're being pushy, but it's not. Just educate them, just have a normal, real conversation, and it's not going to come across that way at all.
How frequently are you taking, I mean, because again, I keep saying the before, I say before and growings because there's never an end. We're continuously growing. Get it? Keep growing, right? Our
That's cute.
hashtag.
I love
Uh,
that.
I do believe pictures are like incredibly important to hold on to. Casey, do you take like, did the clients ever ask you to take photos? Like, I know it can get a little weird with photos and stuff, but how often are you doing before, like, this is your starting point or you speak to your client and be like, you know what, why don't you take a photo of maybe you have like a little bit of a part, the widening part and
Yeah, I have done that before.
you have,
I probably don't do it as often as I should, to be honest with you.
don't think about it, right?
Yeah, if it's extreme cases, we do because we can usually tell a distinct difference in the before and after on those. But yeah, they are very helpful when we do it. But I would say, yeah, every now and then I do that. Now you've got me thinking I should probably do it more.
I just think, it's just seeing is believing. Has there been a client, I just love hearing stories like this. Has there been a client that truly had a complete transformation with Nutrafol that you want to
Oh,
share a story?
yeah, I had one. She was actually on GLP-1 and her hair, it was drastically, I mean, it was almost like within just a few months of seeing her, I was like, whoa, we have a lot less hair here to work with. She was very aware of it. She'd been a
Mm,
client for many years, so she was very comfortable talking to me about it as well. She started the Nutrafol. She went an entire year on it. And at the end of the year, she was like, I'm terrified to stop taking Nutrafol. Like it has meant that much to me. She said, I feel like my hair is all and good now and thick, and I'm terrified to stop taking it. And, I had the conversation with her about how it's not, I mean, it is a hair, it does help entice hair growth, but it's a wellness product too. We talked about all of the benefits and the ingredients of taking it. And so she was one of those that she did the 1 month, and after she finished an entire year. And in fact, I think she was in just a couple weeks ago, and she said, I want to get back on my Nutrafol. And I said, always. I mean, you can never go wrong with being on it, but hers was very drastic.
While being on the GLPs.
Yeah, yeah.
That's been such a huge conversation and a massive topic right now. I think it's so interesting that we went from like COVID to now GLPs. If you think about it, Nutrafol, I mean, we keep saying wellness during this conversation too. It's helping with your, your sleep, your stress, your hormones. There's so many other factors. It's not always necessarily this massive transformation of our hair, but I mean, I just think that's great that you brought that up. Her shedding has kind of flatlined.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So she was so happy to be holding on to what she still had. Yeah. I think, we do keep bringing up the wellness thing, and I hate to call it a trend, because to me, it's not a trend. I think it's a new way of life that we're shifting into. Again, people are more educated now on the foods they eat, the medicines they take, the products they use, shampoos, conditioners, all of those sorts of things. So Nutrafol to me falls right in line with that direction we want to continue to move. And honestly, as a salon owner, I think I would like to see us possibly over the next 3 years do even more in that direction with our retail center in the front of the salon. Yeah.
The shift is happening now. The conversations are happening. And again, it's just interesting from when I brought it into the professional salon world in 2019, right? I think, at first I was like apprehensive, like this isn't gonna, like I grew up in the hair industry. My mom owned a salon, and I never thought in a million years a pill would be on a retail shelf, right?
Yeah.
Fast forward 2026, and we're having this conversation, and it's just everything has shifted, right? Like you said, wellness, everything from within, and everything in our industry has shifted. As scalp is a massive buzzword. I remember it buzzed years ago, and it really didn't, I hate to say catch on, but now it's really caught on to things. Yeah. I know.
It's we kind of had the same. I think we had the Nutrafol conversation maybe 3 years before we brought it on, and we were having those same doubts, like,
For sure.
Is it? And then it became so apparent when you have every other client sitting down talking
about it, right?
You can't miss out on this. Like, we have to do this. And we've seen it outperform other brands on a monthly, basis that we carry here in the salon. So that's huge.
That makes my heart happy. And you guys seem to do it so effortlessly. I can't even say that word, and easy. And it's just been refreshing to watch the portfolio expand too. Because I remember, you guys probably don't know this, we started with a pink and a blue bottle. It was literally men and women, right? So to watch it expand, and now that we have boosters and other things that actually are geared more towards professional salon, just makes my heart happy.
Oh, yeah. And we talk, this conversation, we use the word retail a lot. And that is a huge thing here, right? Like it's not about the money, but it's about the money. We've heard that term before, right?
Yeah.
But I think in our training and mentoring of the new stylist, is as much as we're educating how to educate products and retail, it's more about that client connection. And so that to me is more important than anything, is how well new stylists and myself are able to bond with the guest in our chair. And then the selling part of it, it just happens, right? Like we don't even have to think that much about it. You're forming that bond and you're educating a new product, and the sale is going to just naturally happen. So yeah, that to me is number one.
You can't put a price tag on that. And I think at the end of the day, a lot of times, it is profit, it's retail, and it's revenue, right? And a lot of times I think salons and stylists don't realize, it kind of goes ebb and flow with what you're speaking to your client, what you're providing your client. And, if you're carrying such a phenomenal brand, the client knows about it. So why not speak of it? And there's so many other avenues and so many ways to do it. And again, like Dana, you brought up our seismic and our, platform. Maybe that's a way that the stylist can learn on their own terms and maybe come up with some like little nuggets of talking points to make it more comfortable and more organic than trying to sell something, right? All the time with somebody, trying to make them feel like they have to walk out with something. We go to Casey. How has
Yeah.
your income or sense of professional value changed since Nutrafol became part of your toolkit? That's a good
Yeah. I feel like I'm more well-rounded, right? Like not only can I provide a service that they can instantly see when we finish, but I can provide them with great products to complement their hair service. But then a Nutrafol as part of that toolkit helps them to feel well on the inside. So I feel more well-rounded as a stylist, and like I can really support this guest in more ways than one. Yeah.
How about your income? How's that helped as far as retail? You guys are like the number one retail powerhouse over here. We got to talk numbers. What can we share as far as metrics? Come on.
Yeah. So
Give us
like
the juice.
like a retail number at the end of the month. So I think on a great month, I've sold around $7,000 in retail a month. Take home as far as my commission, a couple thousand, 2,000 after that. Yeah. Yeah. So a
And
great bonus in that way.
and that's incredible. So you're saying all of this, all it takes is just the stylist educating themselves and really having a just conversation with their client and just being confident having the conversation with their client. You're saying, so if every stylist that's listening to this or barber or whoever is listening and tuning in, you're saying all they really need to do is like educate themselves and have a conversation and they're going to walk away with this kind of income. Come on.
And they have to care about their client, though. You have to care about what you're doing.
Of course.
If my client feels like I'm just slapping a new product down in front of them, you need to try this. It's the newest thing. Yeah, some are going to buy it because they just love products like I do, right? But for those who are really on a journey to grow hair and, they've been through a lot, they have to know that you're supporting them and care about them.
Mhm.
So, yeah, no, to be honest with you, I don't know that everyone could do that. I think
Right.
everyone has the ability and to do that should they choose to, but you have to really be tuned in and really sit down and have that eye level conversation with that person, and they have to feel that you care, and that's what locks in the sales. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just such an emotional journey and an emotional selling. It's just that's just what it is, right? And again, I think you hit something earlier in the conversation. We were talking about retail and I think a lot from what you guys have been like we've been talking about over and over, it just seems very organic conversations that are happening behind the chair there and at the salon. Any other things that come top of mind that would really be insightful from your perspective, maybe what has worked, what has not worked for someone who wants to consider bringing Nutrafol on their retail shelf? I know we touched upon a lot in our conversation,
So
but
like as a salon owner, like if
yeah,
someone opening a salon or maybe even had a
yeah,
salon, like should we bring on Nutrafol?
yeah.
Um,
Both of you, it's open. It's an open, I want to hear from the stylist perspective and Dana as well.
yeah. I, I mean, I think absolutely like explaining to them all the different ways that they could cater to their clientele,
Mhm.
right? Um, and maybe that's starting out small. Well, I would educate the stylist first, right? You don't want to bring in this product and then they don't, it's sitting on the shelves up front and no one knows how to talk about it or what to say about it, right? So doing that training and the educating with your stylist first, your team, and then bringing the product in. But as far as if I were talking to another salon owner, like why wouldn't you want to offer this and have a well-rounded retail center that offers everything that style or that guest needs when they go home?
Mhm.
What do you think, Dana?
So for us, what I love about a retail center is, okay, you come in, we've got aesthetic corner, right? We've got everything, face, skin, sunscreen, you've got it. Then we have like a hair, like accessory corner. And then we have over here, it's like every walk of life, every budget. we've got you in brands. Then, okay, over here is our wellness center. I think you have to have that now these days. It's just not a negotiable thing for any salon that's opening a retail center or opening up a salon. That is what everyone is talking about: health, wellness, way of life, how to extend your life. You hear all these sad things lately. It's been more and more people in their 40s just randomly just having these crazy, health problems. It's like, you really got to start thinking about yourself and what goes into your body. And I think you have to have wellness in your brand, period. Now, you have to.
I think what I told Dana too, when we first started talking about bringing it on, was if they're not going to buy it here, trust me, they're buying it somewhere else.
They are.
They're seeing it online. They're seeing it on Instagram. They're seeing it on all of their socials. They are buying it. Why not have them buy it here? Mm-hmm. And so I would tell that to another salon owner too. Like, if you think they're not getting it from somewhere else, you're crazy. So you might as well have it in your place.
And that's another thing too. I think a lot of times, we're trying to get like the best bang for our buck. So a lot of people go elsewhere to shop, right? You really don't know where it came from or what's actually in the bottle. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in. It's crazy. But at least they know they're purchasing it from a trusted stylist and like the pro salon carrying it and everything. And I think what you guys brought up earlier in the conversation was, put together an incentive or a loyalty program, put together some of these friendly competitions. And, I think also looking at the influx of services, we touched upon that briefly. The client who is taking Nutrafol is coming in more frequently for services. And that's incredible added revenue that no one even thinks about before carrying Nutrafol. And, let's be honest, we're talking about retail, we're talking about revenue. This is what this conversation is all about. But I think those are some other little pointers that you can bring into someone who's maybe apprehensive bringing on Nutrafol. But yeah, I think it's just a great compliment. I love that you ladies keep using the word wellness and wellness from within and just lifestyle change and health. And that's what it's all about right now, right?
Well, in this day and time, I think we all move so fast paced and there's so much going on. I think our brains are having to absorb more information than they were ever designed to absorb. Yeah. And so I think that's why wellness is so important now, right? We have to take time to retreat and take care of ourselves. And to me, Nutrafol falls right into there. The wellness program, again, that's something I would like to see Studio Gavin grow upon in the next few years and us to add more. But yeah, it's amazing. So,
ladies, are you
so
ready?
happy.
I'm so happy. You ready? Rapid fire.
Yes. I love competitions. Let's do this.
Okay, here we go. What is the single highest impact touch point in your revenue model at Studio Gavin? Take it away, ladies.
I would say the lift and learn and our dual screen. Our dual screen runs 24/7. So when we're even closed, they are seeing videos and Nutrafol on the outside. So it never stops.
Strategically placed so that you can see it from the road while sitting at a red light.
Correct.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to take you know what? I'm going to take that into consideration next time I'm driving by. I'm always in Uber, so
yeah,
it's a good one. Okay. What do salons most get wrong about selling Nutrafol? So like what is the misconception about selling Nutrafol? Like what are we doing wrong?
They try to sell it and they don't educate and support.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't try to sell it. I educate and I support the style or the client in my chair. That's all.
That's right.
Last but not least, Nutrafol isn't a retail product. It's
a way of life.
Dana.
Right. For me, it's a lifestyle, wellness lifestyle, period. It's just, it's helping everyone feel better about themselves. And that's all we thrive on. We want them to be happy and excited to be here. And when they leave, feel good. And we want to make sure we've done every little bit for them. So the fact that we have something that takes care of them from the inside out it's amazing. We feel like we are with you every day.
every day, constant, like,
Remark.
constant.
Yeah.
Nutrafol. I think we have like I think I gotta start thinking about having a flagship salon. Wink, wink. Gavin, you listening? I don't even know,
Studio
right?
Gavin, we love it. It loves you guys.
Ladies, I can't thank you enough for having this conversation and just being incredible friends to me as well. This is something that I love about our industry is that you're always learning and bringing new people into your circle. And I really hope this episode has shine some light on Nutrafol and the revenue and from the stylist view and just building out a system. So I wholeheartedly thank you both for your time and your energy and everything. Before we hang up or get off this, I need you guys to do some plugging. So I want everyone out there listening, knowing how to find Casey, how to find Dana, provide your socials, give it all. Come on.
The
Yes.
Studio Gavin Hair Color on Instagram. And then we do have Facebook as well, Studio Gavin Hair Color. And then Casey, she's fantastic.
On Instagram, handle is Casey L. Gilley. And in my bio, it has Studio Gavin and all that good stuff. So you'll know it's me. I think there's a couple of Casey Gilleys out there, but yeah. And then always here in Franklin, Tennessee, you can always call the salon, leave a message. I'll reach back out, stay in touch, and help in any way I can.
Let me tell you, it's a beautiful salon to everybody. So if you're ever in, even in Nashville, just take a ride. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's a gorgeous salon. So I thank you both and
For having us.
more conversations, more revenue, and more Nutrafol to come. I'm excited to watch you guys for the second half of 2026 too.
Yes.
That's right. We are so honored. We want to tell everyone about your brands.
Thank you so much, ladies. I hope everyone enjoyed this episode.
Have a great day.